Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Joe and I just going through all Gene Hackman's movies over the years and how many generations his career spanned.
I still remember when I was a teenager, I used to go to a movie every Saturday.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things, getting to one of the theaters, grabbing a bus, getting downtown, going to a movie. And Gene Hackman was like the original Liam Neeson for me. He was like in a movie, but also like in a movie it seemed like every 3 to 6 months, including movies like Uncommon Valor, which wasn't a well-known movie, but it was a military movie. But one of the first movies I remember him winning an Academy Award for was French Connection, which was a pretty intense movie. He was a narc, right? He was
1971.
Yeah.
And just for the sake of how when we mention all these movies, I'm going to throw the years out just to get an idea of how long this guy was around.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it in 71. I saw it a few years later, obviously. But Jimmy Popeye Doyle was one of the greatest character names I can ever recall.
Yeah. Unforgiven, he was massive in that, 1992.
He was a bad sheriff in that movie, was he not?
He was, and Clint Eastwood killed him in the end. William Money. Mississippi Burning, 1988.
Yeah.
He was a tough cop in that one. Superman, he was Lex Luthor, Kirby.
Wow. And the reason you guys are talking about this, by the way, is because
He
passed away, yeah.
Well, also his wife and his dog in the house. They were found Wednesday afternoon, right? He was 95 years of age, so I hadn't seen him in a movie or a Hollywood scene in a long, long time.
I didn't realize he was that old. How about a few more Hoosiers? He was that basketball
that was
coach.
huge.
The Firm, The Replacements, Crimson Tide. He was that a-hole admiral. I don't know if he was an admiral, but he was on a submarine.
Yes.
Denzel Washington. That was good.
He was a great actor.
Get Shorty, Behind Enemy
That's a
Lines.
list.
Sorry, Kirby.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No foul
that's
play
wow.
suspected, by the way.
Yeah.
But
All right.
95, that's a hell of a run in life.
Yeah, I literally found out because I guess I missed this yesterday. Kirby, you and Joe were talking about it off air, and I'm like, what?
Well, it
Gene
kind of broke
Hackman?
overnight.
What the
I mean, I
hell?
didn't see it until I woke up at 2 a.m. But
And you
I
realize,
also go to bed early.
And you realize he's 95, and it's not that surprising. I mean, 95 is a hell of a life. I guess we'll get more details on what exactly transpired with how his wife, and the dog passed away.
I hope one of those streaming sites out there that have a lot of these movies have them back up. Because, man, when you mention that list, there's quite a few there that would be great to watch all over again. Some of them would have held up over time pretty good.
A whole whack of them. Mississippi Burning is so good.
Yes.
Willem Dafoe's in that, too. It's a true story.
Intense.
It's sad, but it is so good. So is Unforgiven. Anyway, okay, we could regale about about
I
Gene
can't wait
Gene
to go
Hackman's.
home and tell my wife we're watching The French Connection tonight.
Lucky her.
Philly Joe Kirby
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Barbarino calls the show all the time, and I love people who are willing to wish themselves happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Barbarino. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. Yes, it is my birthday, and I got a one-day suspension from work on my birthday because of poor performance. So I'm going to celebrate my birthday. I'm just going to go do whatever, I'm going to make the most positive day I can out of a bad situation. Like, whatever, lose no day's pay. Tomorrow's another day. How about those Winnipeg Jets? How about those Winnipeg Jets? They are on a heater. All right, man. Have a good day. Later.
I mean, good for him.
Okay.
Good for his positive attitude after being suspended for poor performance, Barbarino. I give you credit because that would be like, that's got to be a crushing blow to receive from your...
I just want to know, what you have to be doing to be deemed poor performance.
I think it's what you weren't doing, Kirby, to be honest, on a poor performance.
Well, you should have just taken the day off. A lot of people take the day off for their birthday, and I think that maybe,
Well, it sounds like he got suspended
The day
before.
the day before.
He could take the day off.
Well,
But, yeah, wow.
He's got time to turn it around. He's a year older.
That's right. He's taking it in stride.
I
Yes.
love the
Yeah.
positivity.
Happy birthday, Barbarino. Okay, guilty Adam Lowry fight last night, a little play-by-play.
Boom, play-by-play. Oh, bad hit on. Oh, Lowry's taking offense to this. He's getting it on with number 43. He smokes him with a left as they engage. 1 right, 2 right, 3 right, throws him to the ground. He's ragdolled him. Concise, easy win. Textbook fisticuffs by our captain.
One of those shots was a dandy. Like, it just hit him right on the button.
Lowry can fight. It doesn't matter what your name is. He's fought anybody and everybody. And if you mess with his teammates, be ready. You're going to answer to Mr. Lowry.
Yep.
Okay, John with a J. This is an interesting call. We'll see. This wouldn't go over very well in the rest of Canada, but...
Yeah, it's about time somebody figures it out. Canada's team is the Winnipeg Jets. That's just the facts of the matter here. Toronto's had their time. Canadians are a wonderful, a beautiful Canadian heritage with the Montreal Canadiens. Been there, done that. Guess what? There's one team at the top. There's one team with a lights-out a goalie, with lights-out defense, with lights-out offense. And the one and only Mr. Dr. Hockey put it best. See you in the finals. I can't wait to what he has to say about the actual final. We need to hear more from Mr. Hockey, Dr. Hockey, Angry Drinker. It's time to get on board, Canadians. It's been 32 years, I believe, since the Canadian team has taken the cup home. It's time to jump on the bandwagon.
Okay, Canada's team. That
got me fired up.
They have the best record of all the Canadian teams. That's for sure.
You shouldn't just need John with a J to fire you up. Kirby, the season overall should have fired you up.
Honestly, you guys don't even know. Like, we're on an 11-game winning streak.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, we wouldn't know that. No.
Like,
we wouldn't.
do you know? Because, like, I'm aware.
Well, good. I'm glad. You know,
Yes.
seriously, though.
That's good.
The Jets are kicking ass this year. They're having an unbelievable season.
An exciting time to be a Winnipegger.
Best culture I think we've had since the return of the Jets. And I thought the year where we lost out to Las Vegas was a big year as far as culture, but I think it's even better with Lowry at the helm as the captain.
Okay, we shall see. All right, let's wrap up. A lot of people been asking, hey, what's up with Big N's vacation? How are things going on the resort? Ask and you shall receive. An update.
Hey, morning, guys. Long time no talk. Life's kind of settled back down a little bit, so I thought I'd give you a call about my vacation. First up, first time on a big plane, and that's an experience. 4.5 hours sitting still in a seat, man. That's not my cup of tea, but made it there, made it back. Resort, awesome. I went there with close to 30 fellow rural Manitobans, friends and friends of friends, and they may be regretting that free drinks thing they do at the resort. First time in the ocean, that is wild. Had no idea just how salty ocean water is. It is incredibly, and I love salt. But all in all, great trip. Strongly recommend it to anyone thinking about taking a vacation. Mexico's beautiful. People are awesome. And the few taxi rides that we took, I think a lot of Winnipeggers, by the sounds of it, need to go down there. And those people down there, they zipper merge like you wouldn't believe. All Manitoba, have a great day. Rock on. Big N out.
They need to put that in the marketing package. We zipper merge our cab drivers in Mexico.
You know what is interesting, and it happens in some of these towns. You'll get a whole group of people that take the trip, and that's probably the way to do it. If you're like Big N and never been away somewhere like overseas, that's probably the way to do it. Go with the whole group. You'll probably have a better time.
That sounds like you had a
30
great
of them,
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got to see some pics from him on the text line.
I love Big N, but I don't need to see your pictures. And that's not that's not against you, Big N.
You don't want to see anybody's
I don't want to
vacation
see anybody's
pictures.
pictures. I just don't do it.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Queen, another one bites the dust. 92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station. You'll find that in hockey rinks all over the province, all over the country, on hockey teams' playlists, during whistle timeouts. And I want to take this opportunity to say good luck, because it is playoff palooza for minor hockey teams right now. They all are firing up their playoffs this week or this weekend.
I'm also finding it to be fundraising palooza with not only but sports teams, but like gymnastics and dance and all that stuff. I'm finding I'm seeing a lot more of that out there right now, but you would know better than me as far as that.
Not for
No?
either of my kids' teams, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Usually, we didn't do a lot of fundraising, as far as I know, this year.
Oh, that's pretty good as a parent, but I'll tell you, as an outsider looking in, it can get very costly.
And Joe's not the kind of guy either, right?
I never
Kirby?
say no.
Oh my gosh, you can't say no.
No, if you bring in, like, if I were to bring in a box of chocolate bars or some raffle tickets, he's like, yeah. And most people, and this is a huge compliment to you, Joe. Most people are like, give me a couple chocolate bars, or Joe's like, give me can I take an entire box of chocolate bars?
Yeah.
Like that. Remember the time on the show you bought what did you buy? A pallet of chocolate bars off a local hockey team?
It was, then the girl, we did that with the Girl Scouts.
And the
That's
teddy
what it
bears.
was.
The cookies.
The cookies.
The teddy bears at
Yeah.
the mall.
Then I hand them out.
I'm going to a hockey game at Southdale
Southdale tonight.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, okay.
Wow,
watch
good.
one
Let
of
me
my
put that down in my
kids.
schedule.
I'm excited.
No, I understand. That's good.
She's been saying that like he wants me to come watch, and so I've been like she gave me the schedule of games
Well,
for the
that's-
playoffs.
That's important. If a kid's asking you to be out there to watch, they're going to be looking up for you in the stands. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Is it your girlfriend, Shauna?
Yeah.
I watched her son's game last night on Live Barn because my guy knows some of the. We wanted to go to the game. We actually wanted to go to Southdale to watch. It's U15 AAA Bruins Gold. 32-0, by the way, this year. They're an absolute wagon. We wanted to go, but we couldn't. We just couldn't make it work, so we watched on Live Barn instead. Bruins Gold won. Great game against Brandon. I also want to say Bruins Black U15 AAA won as well in Landmark against Eastman. You know what? If you got shout-outs for your teams and you want to send them in throughout playoff time.
I'm staying away from Southdale tomorrow. It
Boss.
sounds like it's going to be a barn burner over there.
Barn burner.
Yes.
I love that.
Hey, no air horns allowed, Curbs.
Yeah.
Don't be.
Can
and
I
don't,
make a sign?
You can make a sign and
Yeah.
hold it up at the glass for sure, but he'll hate
Okay.
you for that.
Yes.
Why would he hate me?
I don't think
I
he
want to
would
be a
want
big
that.
fan.
I'm going to be honest. Is this really the kid that's invited you out to this game, or is it more the mom and
Well,
you guys
I
will
think the
keep
mom
each other
wants-
company?
Yeah, but yeah.
Let's rewrite the story.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast. Philly Joe and Kirby's
Throwdown Thursday.
Been way too long since we discussed food on Throwdown Thursday. This show, like if you love your food, we love debating it. PJK 92.1 City. And this morning on Throwdown Thursday, it's National Sauce Month. Thanks for letting us know about that, Kirby.
Yeah, in March.
March is National Sauce Month.
Coming up.
Right.
Oh,
It's
well,
coming up,
something to
baby.
look forward to then.
Well, I'm telling you, you know what? I saw this like post about all the different sauces there are in terms of like putting things on pasta. And Joe, as an Italian, I mean, I know.
Joe's Italian?
I know.
What?
He comes from an old school Italian household.
No.
Darn right.
Your favorite go-to isn't in the throwdown today, but you were telling me yesterday it's
I prefer an oil and garlic-based sauce, yes.
So just
Aglio,
oil and
as
garlic.
they say in Italian,
Okay.
yes. But I will say this about tomato sauce and Alfredo sauce. I think it's more of a generational thing. I find more and more young people ordering Alfredo sauce than tomato sauce. And
that's the matchup today.
yeah. I just think a lot of younger people are finding Alfredo. They're putting it on different things now. You'll find pizza with Alfredo
Oh,
sauce
yeah.
in some places now. It's a good dipping sauce for some people.
Yeah.
But as far as pasta goes, I think if you're old school, it's usually tomato sauce. And there's a lot to be said about different types of tomato sauce. But Alfredo sauce, you find a good Alfredo sauce, and boy, whew.
So how do we want to phrase? You already put it up. Is it as simple as white sauce or red sauce on
Yes.
your pasta?
Yes.
Because
yeah,
there's-
like Alfredo, because there can be other white sauces. There can be like a mushroom-based cream sauce that's white. So like Alfredo versus tomato.
But when you say white sauce, it usually means Alfredo. When you
Yeah.
say red sauce, it means tomato sauce. So I think you're good either way. And you know what? Those are the damn Canadian colors.
That's
there.
right.
Red and white, baby.
Yeah, I don't want to get into mushroom sauce because then I can start thinking about
Meatballs.
meatballs.
No.
And I'm really
I'll tell you right now.
confused there because
If you're putting mushroom sauce on your pasta, I can't have you over at my house. It's got to be red or white or oil and garlic. But
So for me, it's red. It's tomato, a tomato meat sauce on my pasta every day over Alfredo sauce.
you know what? Pesto's a pretty good sauce, but we're not putting it in the mix. It's red or white here, okay? So you're going with red sauce.
I'm going tomato meat sauce,
baby.
red sauce. Let's go.
You like meat sauce, though?
There's got to be some meat in there.
Kirby
yeah.
for sure loves the meat sauce. No. What do you like better, Curbs?
What if I told you I liked the mixed, like a rosé sauce? Because you can get rosé.
Yes, you can.
So how do you vote on this then?
She's
I
a
vote for
tweener.
both.
She's a tweener.
I'm in
On
between.
rosé.
Of course.
Kind of kills the Throwdown
Switzerland.
Thursday mood here.
Yeah.
Switzerland flag waving. And
But
it's
like,
red and white, too.
If I had to go choose, it would be red. Like I love a classic tomato sauce.
You're closer to red than you would be white. Okay.
What are those tomatoes called? Santa Martin.
Yes. Manzanaro.
Those
yes,
canned
Manzano,
tomatoes.
yes.
Oh gosh, I love that.
And Joe, you're red as well, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
old school.
Let us know. You can go to the Facebook page 921 City or the Boston Pizza text line 762-555.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
We made quick work of the old Dutch chips that were brought in. All kinds of brand new flavors. Your buddy over at Old Dutch, Johnny DeQuinzio.
Johnny D, baby.
Okay, and so one rack is gone already. I've never seen this studio busier with our fellow staff members over the past few days. But there is one thing on that rack that and Joe, you pointed it out.
Totally shocked, are you? That's still there.
I'm not that shocked. So,
I'm not shocked at all, actually.
So everybody else on staff, whether they wanted a whole bag because they're big bags, Old Dutch did it. Like Old Dutch, man, they did us a solid. But everybody grabbed a full bag, except one person. There is one straggler bag of chips that look like about a quarter of the bag is gone, and it's all dressed veggie ruffles. Ridgies, sorry. And geez, Joe, one guess who took about 8 chips out of there and then decided to crumple the bag back up. And I'm amazed nobody came in here and said, wow, what's with this half-eaten bag of chips? Maybe I'll take this home for the family.
Wouldn't know whose hand has been in that bag. I thought I just take these ones.
Kirby, walk over, grab your hat. Yes, and nobody's touching that. It's yours. You
Yes.
opened it up. There was 60
didn't-
bags. Everybody on staff, every single person got a bag of chips. Nobody needs your half-eaten bag.
I can't eat the whole bag. I just wanted to try some.
You got to take them home. The bottom line is this isn't like, oh, hey.
I like to share. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, I understand that.
I learned that in Girl Guide.
You have a slogan for everything.
Yes. But the bag, it wasn't even crinkled properly. They're probably a little soft, stale in there.
It's looked like something that's been in the back of your pantry and you forgot about. That's how she crinkled it up.
Yeah, crinkle them up.
Well, I don't have a chip clip with me.
I'll
like,
leave
for the
these
love of
for
God.
someone else.
Take it
I
home.
just
You
was
have guests over from time to time at your apartment in St. B. Put them out when you have a guest over. They're yours.
I'll
Yeah.
put it out in the hallway with the doormat.
Yeah.
People can help themselves.
Even there, no one's going to touch them.
Help yourself to my chips
I feel
as you wipe
so
your feet on my
judged.
mat. Well, it just was the only you were the only person who thought that was a good idea. That's what,
everybody else just took a bag.
yeah.
No,
I don't like to be like everybody else.
no, we know that.
Yeah.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
1/3 of us have this in common with high school students of today. So they took this survey and they found, yep, we did this as well as some kids in high school today. Okay? 1/3 of us have this in common with high school students of today because we did it as well. What did we do?
780 City, 780-2484. Good morning. Do you have a guess?
I get Philly.
Phil, what do you think?
Can I tell you how I know that was a tough question? Because the phones are lit, right?
Yeah.
The second you laid down the question, everybody disappeared and a whole new bank of phones showed up. So all the people that were waiting, they were like, I got no idea.
Okay.
That was like my brain with all the thoughts that I had, and then you said the question, and they all went. Boom.
So even with the technology advancements, we still share this in common with the students of yesteryear.
I will say this right now. It has nothing to do with technology. Get that right out of your brain thoughts, okay? Nothing to do with technology. 1/3 of us, when we took the survey, said, yeah, hey, we did that when we were in high school too. And they're still doing it in high school. What are they doing?
They are writing in each other's yearbooks. Like, hey, great hanging out with you this past year. See ya.
That's a great answer, Phil, but this is only 1/3 of people, and I think that number would be greater.
Okay. Sorry about that. 780 City, good morning. You're on the air. Go ahead with your guess.
Hi. How about make a crank phone call?
Crank phone calls. Not on the top 5. Not on the top 5, no.
Thanks for playing this morning.
Call display kind of killed that for a lot of people.
Yeah. Rock and Thunder tickets headlined by Def Leppard outdoor show at the stadium.
There used to be a number you could hit, right? Like the star and then something to block
I think it
your
was
number.
6-7, yeah.
So, oh, you Miss Cranky, eh? On the calls, eh? You
I
knew.
mean,
that was a trick question,
I
Kirby.
knew.
Go ahead with your guess.
Hi, is it cheat?
Cheat on a test. That is number 5, my friend.
Ooh.
That took liberties is
We're
what
still
it said
cheating
here.
on tests?
Good morning, City.
How about work in a fast food restaurant?
That is number 2. See, so we're on the right track here. Yeah, fast food was a big job back in the day too, and is still today.
Rock and Thunder tickets up for grabs this morning. Go ahead with your guess.
Are you ready? It's a good one.
I'm ready.
Liquid lunches.
Oh, the Oak, baby, on Fridays. Let's go.
Every f***ing weekend. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That is not in the top 5.
come
but that's
on.
a good.
Oh,
You don't say.
A third might be too high, maybe, but it did happen.
That Baron of Beef buffet with a couple of drinks.
I'll tell you.
We always planned to come back for the afternoon classes, but it never worked out.
Because you didn't really get asked for ID back in the day either.
You could pull that stuff. Hello, City.
Can I get Philly?
Sure can.
1/3 of us have this in common with high school students of today.
Intramurals. Playing some basketball at lunch.
No, sir.
Okay. Sorry about that.
I loved floor hockey.
You did, eh?
That was a
did.
good one.
Well, it was very aggressive, and
It could be. You're right.
I got all my aggression out on there, on the court.
And you also were a hell of a basketball player, too. All province there for Drayton Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah, your low post game, throwing the elbows around.
Yeah.
You sound really excited about
Jeez,
I thought you
I
were
was gonna
passionate
say,
about
He's
basketball.
pumping your tires and you
I
give him
don't
a...
know if he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've talked at length about your
He
basketball.
called you all province. That's about as, that's pretty good
That's
for a
where
girl
I
from
wasn't sure.
Drayton Valley, Alberta.
Hello there.
Is it forging signatures?
No,
big
on notes.
I was
No.
going to say that.
No, that's a good one.
780 City, 780-2484. Go ahead.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Can I hear the question one more time, Joe?
Sure. 1/3 of us have this in common with high school students of today. So this happened when we were in high school. It's still going on today. 1/3 of us, anyway.
Dances.
No, but dances could have led to this.
Oh.
Yeah, dances is a little probably general because
Yeah,
they still have
it's too
dances.
general, yeah.
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 Okay.
So it's like something.
That might have happened because of the dance.
Oh, that's a bit of a clue.
Jojo.
Is there any lifelines left? I don't
There
know.
is.
There is.
I think, 2.
Hi, City.
Good morning. Can I use Phil?
See, I made the impression that I've got it, but I don't. I just thought that was
1/3
an
of us
interesting
have
clue.
this in common with high school students of today. We did it as well. And I did say that some of this could have happened because, the school dance.
Alcoholic beverages, like before you're of age?
No. But you're sort of on the right track. That's,
780 City.
one lifeline left.
Well,
All of a sudden, we're
Can I
rewriting
get
the
that
movie.
lifeline?
Which one would you like? We're rewriting the movie Footloose here. School dance.
Curb.
Curb
for the win.
the curb.
Is it
Floor hockey. I love floor hockey. No, just show. Go ahead.
relations?
Ladies and gentlemen, all province, all provincial basketball team, floor hockey superstar from Drayton Valley, Alberta, has scored once again. This time she put the puck in the net. Your first real relations. 1/3 of us say it happened in high school, and that's still happening
Interesting.
today. Well, high school now can be grade 9 to 12. It can be 10 to 12. So, yeah, working at a fast food restaurant was on the list. Bringing a lunch to school still was on the list. Cheating on a test. Got their first car was the other top
First
5
vehicle.
answer.
Makes sense.
And, their first relationship might have even happened in that car.
Yeah,
Who knows?
That was a good spot for it.
Back then when you were living at home.
Cars are too small for it now.
Yeah, but you were a lot more agile.
Your legs used to bend,
my
Aubrey.
sciatica wouldn't allow for it now. Who's this?
It's Dutch.
Dutch! Hang on, man.
This is the Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Off air, we're talking a little bit about Alexa and how much AI, which I guess it's AI, how much of that you use in your day-to-day. It's a part of all of our lives. If you've got a smartphone, you use it, but I try to limit it. The boys, my kids both have Alexas in their room. But these, as it continues to advance, I just don't. There are some things like, tell us the story, Kirby, because there's a couple of things in there I could see myself having a use for, but at the end of the day, I'm not big on the whole Alexa interweaving itself in my life or whatever, whether you're using Alexa or something else.
Well, these were rumors, and now it's official that Alexa is getting an upgrade to something called Alexa Plus as of next month. And basically what it's going to be able to do is make things like dinner reservations, order groceries, book an Uber, text people, buy stuff, buy concert tickets. When they hit Ticketmaster, like when they go on sale, you'll be in the queue. She can browse the internet. She can basically remember things. Like you could tell her that your family's coming over for dinner on a Saturday, and then she'll remind you leading up to that. Say, for instance, you have somebody coming over that has an allergy. She'll remember things like that. The whole point of what Amazon's trying to do is they want to make people feel like they're interacting less with tech and more like a friend.
Like you have a personal assistant.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But you're really dealing with tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of it makes sense.
Sure.
Like there'd be a few things that would make life a little easier, but I mean, they already can control your television, your lights, and everything else. I think the weary part for me is how much more are they grabbing information-wise of my life that I'm not aware of. That already pops up on your computer when you could be talking about something specific and all of a sudden all the ads show up. I don't need that on a day-to-day basis myself personally, but
yeah,
I'm okay making my own restaurant reservations.
The only
that kind of stuff.
I'm with you on everything you just said, Joe. I don't like it just feels like someone's always listening already in life.
It's great, kind of creepy.
But I don't mind the idea of being reminded as you start your day about a couple of wedding anniversaries that you might want to know, maybe my own, or some important birthdays.
That's kind of sexy though, when you're sitting there on the couch and Alexa chirps up, "Hey, it's Chooch, it's your wedding anniversary tomorrow."
Oops.
You get a reminder.
But all of that other stuff, like you know what? There was a string, and I don't know if it still happens, of accidental phone call stories with Alexa. Where
there was.
It would, you don't hear about it as much anymore, where it would accidentally phone somebody, and all of a sudden somebody's listening to you and your family
that would be freaky.
For hours because you accidentally phone them. So that kind of stuff just, oh man, that scares the hell out of me already. My smartphone's enough. I don't need a bunch of Alexa in my house.
I guess the question is they're selling us on it's supposed to make your life easier, but is it really not making us lazier?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, because like this is where I look at like young people and I think to myself, like if you don't, it's like on a boat, like the boat's going to sink if you don't jump on it. So I'm going to, like with technology, if you don't keep up on it,
you just fall further and further behind.
100%.
I get that. That's
so
a good point.
I guess I just I worry that if I don't keep up on these things, that later in life I'm not going to be relevant or being able to relate to the younger generation like I like to.
But hold on. This is just helping me do things. So I don't know if I'm falling behind in life because I do them myself.
Well, you don't think that the newer generation's they're not going to be doing any of this?
Yeah, but what I'm saying
they're
is
going to be relying on this technology to do those things for them.
100%. I don't know if that's a good thing. All I'm saying is I don't know how that makes me less relevant in life because I just keep doing it myself. That's all I'm saying.
It depends what's important to you.
Yeah.
You don't see the need.
Like ordering tickets on Ticketmaster, it's still one. So, okay.
Joe still gets in line for that.
I love that. But they get me in queue.
He camps out.
But what's the difference if I go on Ticketmaster's site myself right now or I get this artificial intelligence to get in line for me too?
Tell me when there's a robot that looks exactly like RoboCop that follows me around and is actually at work in the hallway with me and is getting me coffee, going to meetings for me. We have a couple of meetings today.
That's good.
Yeah, Alexa can't do that. So.
Exactly.
That's Alexa plus plus. It's coming.
It's coming, yes.
Philly, Joe, Kirby.
Philly, Joe, and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby podcast.
Joe, I can't do it justice. And let's be honest, from your wrestling background with the WWF back in the day, you're the king of intros. He's a good friend of not just the show, but of us three as well. Give him the proper intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's back in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, hailing from Ontario. One of the funniest men you'll ever see perform live in this great country, Dave the Hammer Hemstad. Hemstad. I just ran with the hammer. Yeah. Because you've laid the hammer down before.
That's it. Hammer is my nickname. Everyone calls me
For
Hammer.
real?
Yeah, you nailed it.
No way.
I need that clip to text all my friends now.
That is so good.
How does one acquire the nickname the Hammer?
Well, I don't know.
Honestly,
this is
Dave.
morning radio, for heaven's sake.
Back in my hockey days.
Wow. I don't know.
I regret asking that.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't, because it's a great story.
How do you walk in?
You want us to send that clip to your friends too?
Send it to Kirby's friend.
Oh, my Lord.
Can I finish?
It's good to have you back,
Good
man.
morning.
Yeah, and we got hugs too, which I got to say, Dave, is a big deal. It is a nice progression in this friendship. It is. The hug is a big deal.
We're hug
It's a
level
big
now.
deal,
We're at
yes.
hug level.
Yeah.
The hammer's a hugger.
Because you just can't walk around.
I'm scared to hug you now.
Ever since I
Was that
learned your nickname.
arm? I mean,
I see a
Oh
lot
my
of
God.
sellouts. I see all sellouts beside your name, Dave.
Guys,
That's
for
got to
the
feel
first
good.
time ever, I'm sold out for the whole week. There's nothing to push here.
You're a
I got
sellout.
Nothing.
I'll tell you
sold
right now,
out.
I'm a
sold out
little
completely.
concerned, Dave, because here's the deal. My wife came home the other day and said, hey, just so you remember, because, I'm out tonight. She's out this night. She goes, I'm out Friday with my girlfriends. We're going to Rumors. And I said, oh, my friend Dave Hemstad is playing there. Now I got to go home and say, hey, you're going to see the Hammer perform tomorrow night. There's a whole group. I'm a little concerned of what happens at the late show at Rumors on a Friday night.
Well, to spoil it all for you, when your last name is Hemstad, it becomes Hemmer.
Yeah.
And Hammer
Yes.
becomes Hammer really, really quickly.
that's good,
Okay,
man.
so let's keep it
That's
clean
fair.
for those driving
PG.
along.
That's fair.
We don't need, I work for the CBC, for heaven's sakes. I can't have this kind of banter and suggestion and innuendo floating around the airwaves. I've been on the debaters.
I want to ask you a golf question because you've got the golf background and you've done a lot of work. The new simulated show that Tiger and Rory and those guys have put together,
Yeah.
you think this is going to catch on and fly? Do you think it's... I mean, they got the guys behind it with the money, but have you enjoyed watching any of that?
I think it's an offshoot. It's golf on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not going to replace Sunday at Augusta.
Right.
Anytime soon or forever, but it's a good little
And they got a
offshoot.
TV contract.
It's like arena football.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
true.
replace the NFL, but it's there if you want to see it.
Okay.
And you got to be in a good mood. It's almost golf season. Do you play? I know I've asked you this before, Dave, but when you're touring, like let's just pretend it was the middle of summer and you were here in Winnipeg. Would you get out for a round while you were here?
Not normally.
No?
Not normally. I like to save my energy for the shows. And,
okay.
if you have a bad day, you don't want to bring that into the...
Yeah.
That's true.
I like to golf. I'm kidding. I don't have bad days on the golf course.
Yeah, true.
For me, there are different parts of my brain that I like to activate. So when I'm going golfing, I don't want to have to think about anything else.
So what do you do then on a... I can't call it a day off, but during the day then.
You mean, what do I do when I'm up
After
12 hours
the-
before I have to be at work?
Yeah.
Do some radio.
You ever been up 12 hours before you have to be at work? No one does that. That's insane.
That's true.
Oh, man.
You just, as soon as this is over and I'm all wired up, like, okay, only 11 hours left to kill before I go to work here.
Do you
That's
try and
gotta
have a
be
nap?
hard.
I have 3 naps.
You have three.
It's a 3-nap day.
Because napping in the afternoon can be tough. Sometimes it happens.
Oh, you wake up groggier.
times,
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You can't have like a 2-hour sleep.
No.
So you have to, you
Yeah.
have to, have your little naps, your little cat naps. And
I
then,
mean,
yeah.
I was going to say at this point, Dave, with you selling out at Rumors, and then you're coming back in the summertime for the Winnipeg Comedy Fest.
Plug
in May,
that, yes.
actually.
In May,
First week
yes.
of May, we'll be here for the Winnipeg Comedy Fest, which I don't believe is sold out yet. So Winnipeg, start
That's
buying
another
those
chance
tickets.
to see you.
Start buying those. I'll be at the Gas Station Theater hosting some shows and having some fun. I have the luxury of the best gig at the festival, which is I'm not taping any gallows or anything.
That's good.
So I'm just helping out. I'm the mortar for all the bricks this year. I'll be running around and helping out the festival.
That's cool.
So I'll be hosting some shows, doing some spots here and there. but without having to look pretty at any point.
Honestly, last year I was at Winnipeg Comedy Fest, and that was my first ever time being there for a taping. And it kind of was like an interesting way of doing it because they'd have to stop, and the guy was sweating so much they'd have to come pat him. And then I'm like, well, that's got to like throw you off with your comedy routine.
I don't know. I don't sweat.
Okay.
He's
Well,
the
that's
hammer.
good. No sweating.
Yeah, the hammer don't sweat.
We could use that for Joe
I
in
could
studio.
see-
He sweats sometimes.
I do sometimes.
If somebody did come out and touch my face in the middle of my show, yes,
It would
I could
throw
see
you
where that
off,
would throw me off.
yes. I felt bad for the comedian. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, man, you got to pick up.
You're
you
sweating.
know?
Well, this isn't helping. I was looking for momentum.
Hey, all seriousness, if you're selling out coming into town, you might have to look at starting up on a Tuesday or a Monday or even
We
a
were
Sunday
sold
now.
out Tuesday. We were sold out
Oh
Tuesday as
my
well. We
gosh.
sold out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That is
and
incredible.
Listen, Winnipeg people, you're going to have to start booking a little earlier.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the people calling now and going, can we get tickets?
Hey, it says a lot about you though too, because January, February are usually slower months for people going out to play to venues. So for you to come into town and sell Tuesday right through, that's pretty crazy.
It
man.
only took 22 years to get here, Joe.
But you're here.
You know what?
You stick with it.
There's
You
a
stick
short
with
list,
it.
a short list of comedians that we give honorary status as an honorary Winnipegger. You're on that list.
Oh my goodness,
Hammer, you're on the list,
baby.
huh?
I'll take it.
According to us here.
I love it here. I do. Like I said I come here every year. I have for 20 some years now, just to see if Grant Park Mall is still here. I just want to
it's
see
still kicking,
that
man.
little cancer survivor. I tell you, I look at it and I just go, "You look good. You look good.
It's got a facelift.
You're still here." There was a couple years I was like, "It's not going to make it. This is the last time I'm seeing it." But
Well, the liquor store is still there.
yeah, they move the A&W every now and then, and it works. It
Just to keep you
changes the flow.
honest.
Yeah, look at you now.
The movie theater's still there. You got time for a matinee tonight.
Dave, anything else you want to push? I know
Yeah.
you've done some.
Yeah, what are you working on
Well,
these
I
days?
tell you what, these sold out shows are hard to sell. You know, I don't know what to do. It's so different in the morning. Yeah, I'm working on putting together a new album. I have some new toys out.
Nice.
It's great to be back doing comedy, as we know, coming out of the pandemic.
Right.
A couple years on the bench really was tough. So I love being back out. I don't think I've ever been more excited to do comedy.
No.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I
amazing.
just love it's a privilege to get to do it. And when it was taken away from me, I didn't realize how desperately I needed it.
Awesome.
Well, wow, man, good.
And this might be a ridiculous question. I'm looking at you, Drew. Do we have tickets to give away?
Nothing.
Given that it's sold out.
Absolutely not,
so
man.
nothing.
There's nothing.
Sorry. When you're this big of a deal,
I'll
there's
be
no.
back next year.
All right.
Next year, guys.
And,
well,
we'll be
in
at the
May.
At a higher price.
At the fest. Yeah, that's right. Concert series.
Dave, thanks a lot.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.